In July 2024, I had my first $10,000 profit month in my online business, and since then have gone on to accumulate over $100,000 at the age of 22. But I would have got there a whole lot faster and made way more money if I didn't make these 14 fundamental mistakes I'm going to share with you. Number 1, do not use PayPal for international transfers. I remember when I got my first brand deal on my TikTok theme pages back in 2022. I was so excited. I sent my PayPal email address, got paid $150 and celebrated like Leonardo DiCaprio in The Wolf of Wall Street. PayPal took their fees, but it was only a few bucks, so I didn't really care. Fast forward now a couple years later, and I'm doing those same transactions for multiple $1,000s. And let's just say those $3 fees turn into hundreds of dollars. When receiving money from abroad, PayPal takes a 2.9% cut plus an additional 1.9%, meaning 5% of the money you receive is effectively wiped out. Not to mention, PayPal always love to hold your money and block your accounts for literally no reason. So nowadays, when receiving money from abroad, I avoid PayPal at all costs. I use Wise instead. They support transactions from 160 countries and their fees are much kinder. I've honestly lost thousands of dollars in PayPal fees alone, and I don't want you to make the same mistake. So the earlier you switch to Wise, the better. I'll even link below a referral code I have from Wise that gives you $500 in free fees for your transfers. You don't have to use it, but if you do want to sign up, I'd really appreciate it. Okay, lesson number 2, hire a VA. This is a lesson I learned from the 4-Hour Workweek, a book I read a few years ago, but never seemed to implement because I'm an absolute donut. A VA or virtual assistant is, as the name suggests, someone to take care of all your mundane tasks that you can easily outsource. Why is this important? Because as you start making more money, you're going to get busier and busier, and you can't afford to do every single task in your day. So what you need to be doing is saving the most important tasks for yourself and outsourcing the rest. This helps you avoid burnout and keep optimal business growth. I've hired all my VAs from Upwork, and you can get them for $3 to $8 an hour, which is super affordable for the amount of output that they give. I would interview a few of them and pick the one that most aligns with your style. Trust me, for the amount of output that they give you, it's more than worth the money that you give them. This actually feeds nicely into point number 3, which is to create systems. If you do not implement proper systems, it will be your biggest reason for not scaling your business. And I can say this from personal experience because I hit 10K a month fairly quickly, but really struggled to break those 15, 20 and 30K months. Reason being, I had no system in place. It was me running around doing basically everything for my business. The unfortunate truth is that there's only so much you can do as a solopreneur. You need to start implementing systems and trusting others to carry them out. So as soon as you find a winning formula, you need to systemize your process, implement SOPs, and hire staff to carry it out. From experience, do not try to be a one-man band forever. You will hit a ceiling and you will struggle to break through. Business lesson number 4 is actually nothing really to do with the money. Instead, it's to travel and do cool experiences. Now, I'm only 22, so thankfully I'm quite young in this game, but if there's one thing I still wish I did a little bit more, especially over the last couple years, is travel. Money is important, yes, do not get me wrong, but don't be that person that just sits behind their computer all day hustling 24/7. I know the male influencers love to glorify working as hard as you possibly can, but honestly, you're making money to enjoy life. And funnily enough, I actually find my best ideas and moments come when I'm away from my desk and doing cool experiences with other things on my mind. So if there's anything I recommend for those entrepreneurs out there, definitely make sure you travel. Try new experiences out, visit the world. Not only will it help you outside of your business life, but also it can give you some great ideas you can apply back to your business. Also, when you do start making consistent income, use it to improve your quality of life. Dress better, eat healthier, go to a better quality gym. Use the money you never had to improve your output. People seem to think that the money alone will make you cool and desirable. That's not the case, but the good thing is, using that money to go on cool experiences and have nice things can make you desirable, so you might as well put that money to use. Okay, lesson number 5, become anti-fragile ASAP. This lesson comes from a story time in my own experiences. The first ever way I made money online was through faceless TikTok theme pages back in 2022. I tested a few different pages and my most successful one reached 500,000 followers in just 6 months. And I was systemizing this perfectly, outsourcing every single clip for just $1. It got to a point where I was making over $3,000 every single month in pure profit and working less than 2 hours every single week. That sounds amazing, and trust me, it was. I was on top of the world, earning money, scaling my TikTok theme pages, and not even needing to put in an awful lot of effort. But just like Scarface, it all came crashing down, and a few months later, my account got banned. And trust me when I say I lost everything. Every client contact, every follower, all my monthly incomes down to zero. Lesson learned, always be anti-fragile. A 6-legged table is much more sturdy than 1 to 2 legs. Although that was borderline depression what happened to me, it was actually one of the best lessons ever because it taught me the necessity to be anti-fragile. And nowadays I have 5 or 6 different income streams, all paying me in different industries. This includes multiple different YouTube channels, social media pages, my agency, and my own SaaS tool I've co-founded. So as soon as you start to make some decent money, look to broaden your skills in different areas and invest in adjacent companies that can help you in your mission, because otherwise, one bad move and it can all come crashing down. Okay, business lesson number 6 is a bit of a controversial one, but it is to trust your gut. Let's just say it as it is. In business, sometimes you do not know whether the path you're going to take is actually going to be the right or wrong decision, especially if you don't have a mentor that's gone on the path before you. All you've got to do in that moment is trust your gut. I've made countless decisions, some very good and some very, very bad. And from my experience, the times when I didn't trust my gut and opted to listen against it was the times that I regretted those decisions. This is especially true when it comes to hiring people and choosing business partners. Whether we like it or not, everyone's got a gut for that reason, to give us those deep down feelings that you don't really want to believe, but you know deep down is true. So honestly, it's better to listen to it than to suppress it, because sooner rather than later, the truth will come out. Okay, business lesson number 7, soft skills beat technical skills. Let me tell you a story about when I was working at HSBC as a graduate. The amount of people I heard of that was super talented but had little to no people skills, so ended up being shoehorned into positions where they were ultra specialized and didn't make a lot of money is honestly so many. Person A is called John, not his real name, but I'm using it for the example in this story. He is ultra talented, one of the most technical people I know, but really suffered in people skills and struggled to connect with people. Although he was super intelligent, he found himself shoehorned into a specialized job and couldn't really progress his career. On the other hand, person B, Jack, is not super technical, but really personable and easy to speak to. Although he had nowhere near the skills that John had, he was super charismatic and confident and was able to get himself into higher positions by speaking to the right people. Jack ended up going into managerial positions, whereas John stayed in a specialized lower position and earned less money. This story I've told right here takes place across millions of people worldwide. Life is a people business. If you are not good at speaking and managing people, you will struggle to make lots of money in this world. So I know everyone bashes on about all the technical skills you need to learn, like coding, agencies, marketing, etc. And yes, it is important, but do not neglect your people skills. The amount of people that have contacted me to work for me as video editors, copywriters, funnel designs, etc. But when I speak to them on a meeting, they have literally no people skills whatsoever, and I won't hire them even though they're probably very good in their role. Now, I'm not saying that skills like coding, marketing, etc. is not important. Absolutely it is, but if you have people skills, you can excel in pretty much any industry. So no matter where you are in life, spend some time to invest in yourself and your soft skills. It will grant you infinite return on investment no matter what stage you are in life. Okay, lesson number 8 is do not neglect your personal brand. I will never forget a story my teacher told me a while back. She said, your personal brand is what people say about you when you're not in the room. She is absolutely right. And nowadays, personal brands are more important than ever, with influencers alone making millions of dollars just by leveraging their personal brand. Truthfully, whether we like it or not, the personal brand is the most important asset anybody can have. I started mine back in 2022 with this very YouTube channel, but truthfully, I wish I took it a lot more seriously back in the day. Rather than posting about random university videos and side hustles for students, I wish I actually focused in on my real skills and grew it much quicker, because truthfully, only the last year or so have I really taken my personal brand seriously. So if you're grinding right now and you're just focusing by yourself in your bedroom trying to get agency clients or scaling your social medias, adjacent to this, build your personal brand up, document your progress. People love to hear about how other people performing in their journey, it helps them themselves. And if you do go on to achieve the greatness that you desire, you can always say, I documented my whole progress in my personal brand, so no one can call you a liar. So use your personal brand to cultivate an audience that you can leverage to your benefit in the long term. Lesson number 9 is a big one. Focus on skills, not income, especially when you are younger. Loads of young people want to be millionaires nowadays. They see these young guys on Twitter and Instagram flexing their Lamborghinis, thinking it's going to come super quickly. Now, there's nothing wrong with being rich, nothing whatsoever. But let me tell you, the quicker you chase the income, the quicker you can go straight back down. Money by itself actually means nothing. It's the skills you acquire that take you to that income. So it is far more worthwhile to actually pursue meaningful skills, because that will grant you sustainable income long term. And those that just chase money, money, money everywhere don't build themselves a foundation to succeed long term in this game. Think of yourself as a video game character, and as you acquire more skills, you become more powerful as you can upgrade your stats. And as you have better stats, you find that the game becomes super easy. You start taking people down really easily and completing the game in no time. That is like life with money. As you build up your character and have more stats, it becomes super easy, and the money starts coming towards you, and not just flowing slowly, I'm talking it floods towards you. If you're struggling what skills to pick up first, I would always recommend sales, marketing, public speaking, and some form of social media skill. These core 4 will help you in pretty much any online business. Okay, lesson number 10, focus on the inputs, not the outputs. Over the last few months, I've been grateful enough to spend time around loads of millionaires. And to be honest with you, they are just like any other ordinary person. The only difference, they believed in themselves and they kept going even when they weren't getting instant results. You see, no one is really going to be successful straight away. So if you are posting on social media, running an agency, or doing dropshipping, for example, and you're not getting results straight away, that's okay. It's all about keeping going in the right direction and you will get there eventually. I know that it's hard to compare yourself on Twitter to other people that have started after you and are now ultra successful. You feel like you're doing the wrong things. But that's the worst possible thing you can do. If you keep going at the right path, you will succeed, trust me. Everyone gets there in different moments, but if you keep going in the right direction, you will get to the end result. It's inevitable. Think of it like chemistry. In the lab, if you put the right ingredients in, you will get the output. There's no two ways about it. So if you every day keep showing up on time, keep doing the right things, consistently disciplined in what you want to do, you will get the output. I've never seen anyone do something consistently for a decade and not get the results that they desire. And instead, if you purely focus on the outputs, doing something motivated by only the money that you're going to make in month 2 or 3, you will burn out when you do not get the riches that you assumed you would get. Okay, number 11, your network is your net worth. This is a common one that you hear a lot of different people say, but truthfully, it is absolute facts. The more people you know in important positions, the much easier life becomes. I already said I'm so grateful about how much time I've spent around different millionaires in the last year. Let me give you 2 examples. Person A, Tim, has no network but $1 million idea. He wants to launch an AI SaaS tool but has no coders he can trust, no copywriters, and no one he can reach out to for investment. He has to work infinitely hard to pull together the cash to fund this investment and find the right team that can help him in his journey. And there's no guarantee along the way that he is going to succeed. On the right hand side, we have Tom. Tom has a genuine quality network. So when he has the idea to launch his AI SaaS tool, he just makes a couple phone calls to his friends and he's ready to go. His friends refer him some quality software developers and investment fund that he can contact to get investment, and within a week, he's ready to go on his project. Now I know that was a very simplified model, but trust me, I've seen it happen in real life. I have seen before me 2 people come into contact in the same business room and come to an agreement, and that agreement make them thousands if not millions of dollars. As I mentioned previously, life is a people business. If you are in the right place around the right people, there's no way you do not succeed. Now the follow-up question is, okay, that sounds amazing. A network is important. How do I build one up? Truthfully, the sad part is you need to build yourself up first to be able to have a quality network. No one likes someone that's just begging for handouts. If you have a quality skill or something to bring to the table yourself, there is no doubt people want to spend time around you and your network will improve. So it's deluded to try and build a strong network when you're nothing of real quality yourself. My best advice is to build yourself up in one skill, whether that is coding, marketing, agencies, etc. Build up a skill of your own and then bring that to the table to leverage, so when you go to meet new people, they actually want to learn about you as well and build up a network. And if you couple that with the soft skills I talked about earlier, you will not struggle to build up a good team around you and people that you can trust. Okay, lesson number 12 is fail more than anybody else. This lesson came from the book Rich Dad Poor Dad when Robert Kiyosaki was knocking on doors trying to sell Xerox. He kept getting rejected, and when he asked the rich dad what he was doing wrong, he said, "You are not failing quick enough." Imagine there are $1 million in front of you, and behind one of those doors is $1 million. The problem? All the doors look exactly the same. So the only way you can tell if the door has $1 million behind it is by opening it and checking yourself. Believe me, you would be opening those doors as fast as possible to find the $1 million. You would not care one bit about opening a door and failing, because you know every door you close is one step closer to that million. Now bring that lesson over to life, because in life and business, there's going to be a way to get to those $1 million. The path is set out. The problem, you don't know which exact path will take you there. But making those mistakes one at a time will close down different doors so you can eventually find the one that takes you to that pot of gold. Okay, lesson number 13. Goodwill and reputation stretches much further than money. Money is just digits. It can go up, it can go down. But if you have genuine goodwill with clients and friends around you, you can make a lot of money. Whenever you want to do something, ask yourself, does it harm your reputation? Because if it does, probably shouldn't do it. When you have a business proposal come towards you, ask yourself, does it harm your reputation in the long term? Because if it does, you probably shouldn't do it. For example, the amount of times I've been emailed to promote different gambling sites or crypto pump and dumps, but I've never done it. Why? A, it's super unethical, and B, my reputation would be in tatters. Imagine I promoted a rubbish crypto coin that my subscribers bought and then lost money on. They would never trust me ever again. And of course there are influencers that do this, but that's their own choice, they can do what they want. But I know from my standpoint, as long as my reputation and my ethics are clean, I'm doing the right thing. And that is worth more than any money in my bank account. And number 14, life is more than business. Remember, you are building a business to give you time, money, and freedom. A business where you are working 16 hours every day doesn't sound like time or freedom. I mean, each their own, but I would much rather earn $10,000 every single month working 10 hours a week than $60,000 a month working 60 hours a week. Everyone can live their own life, but the best parts of running an online business is the fact that it can give you time, location, and financial freedom. And if you forfeit one of those, you are not getting the true potential of online businesses. So those were 14 lessons that I wish I learned earlier in my online business journey. And if you want to know how I made my first $1,000 online, check out the video right beside me on my second unscripted channel. I'll see you right there.